Reasons why you haven't reached the minimum payout on Benable just yet, but don't be discouraged. I have some things that are based off of speculation only. I'm not partnered with Benable. I'm not an associate of Benable, and I'm also not an ambassador, but I have been able to cash out twice on the platform, and I want to help you if there are any reasons where there may be a chance that you haven't been able to get that access just yet. Really quick, this is all speculation. I don't have the exact answers, but I have been successful with being able to cash out. So the first thing I'm going to say is, of course, anything that might keep your lists from being optimized, which means your lists do not have quality descriptions and pictures selected, all the minimum things that would keep you from getting your list on the trending page. And of course, optimize, which is to also be able to get recognized on the Google search engine. Think about having good titles, quality photos, and great descriptions that are personable and that seem more real life, not something that's generic that would keep you from being able to get the visibility you need in order for those lists to be reached. Number two is, of course, your list not being optimized. So I already gave an example of what that's like. That would potentially be a reason why. You may see a yellow button on your list that may say near optimized. That gives you an idea on where you might need to work on a list in order for it to be optimized. Benable within the platform through your emails has already provided how to be optimized. So just make sure you look out in your emails on the PowerPoint slides that they have available to give you an idea on what they're looking for. Another reason might be is that you aren't picking brands that are already affiliated with Benable. So there might be a case where one day you select a brand that you normally use that does not have an affiliation with Benable, and then you discover that over time there may be the opportunity for there may have been a change where you were able to select that brand. They have a list of over 35,000 brands that you can choose from. There may be, depending on where you are, if you're in the US or if you're anywhere else, you may see that there might be some opportunities for a little more reach wherever you are. But there are big box brands and also other brands that might not be as popular that you may have a chance on getting access to, especially if you buy items from that brand. I remember there was a list that I created. I believe it was a wellness list where I was at one point in time not able to select the brand, but then I checked back after some time and found out that that brand was already affiliated with Benable, and that brand was called Cuvings. It's a juicing company where they offer various juicing types of products so that you can make your wellness drink or any other thing like almond milk and sorbet and things of that nature. So that might be a reason why. So definitely double back on the list that you once realized that they did not have an affiliate link with, and now you're able to choose that. So definitely make sure you're checking in on your list to see if there's a chance that those lists has been affiliated with Benable so that you can recommend those items. Just make sure you have the toggle on for those recommendations. So another way I would anticipate, kind of call it like diagnostic testing, if you will. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, which is the economy. Right now, we're in uncertain times, especially in the United States, where, well, let's put it like this. I would anticipate, with saying the quiet part out loud, a lot of it has to do with buyer intent, with how the current presidential administration has influenced the way we buy and the way we preserve. For example, if you are based in the US, and you may find that even with the way you shop, you may scale back on certain things that you buy, or you may put your money somewhere else compared to purchasing more online, or you may scale back on how much you buy because you want to preserve the things that are more wholesome and as well as not necessarily a want, but the things you need. Also, the way we actually buy. So people these days, they don't just go to one site and purchase that item unless they have been searching for a while. So in respect to searching, people these days don't just look at one thing and then say, okay, I'm going to get it. They're going to search around. They're going to bargain shop even online. They're going to look to see where they can get the cheapest price. They're going to look to see if there is a discount available. They are going to see the reviews to see how people are responding and reacting to the items that are purchased and or the service to see what the experience has been like. And then they make their decision from there. So buyer intent is very conservative these days with how we go about spending our dollar, which is nothing wrong with that. And in hindsight, I believe that with Benable being so new, that is a reason why people might not be so open to purchasing unless you're more personable with how you speak about the things you recommend, especially showing up online. So with that in mind, I would speculate that these are the reasons why it might be a little harder on how you go about getting the recommendations and the commission behind those recs to lead you to getting a payout. Now, I cannot speak for the limit that it is, or I cannot speak for the amount that it is, which is why I say I'm not an employee of Benable. Maybe you can go on their chat box to ask those questions, see if they may scale back, or see if there may be some changes with how they go about using or with how they go about making it accessible for their users to get a payout. In the coming week, I have the opportunity with collaborating with another creator who we will collectively share our experiences with how we've used the platform and share our stories on how we've been successful on the platform. They're short and sweet, easy to listen to. And I believe in our third video, we talk about the lists that have been successful for us. I've noticed that there have been some other creators that have been well beyond, that has exceeded that amount with getting a pretty penny on getting cash back on the platform. Maybe they've been users for longer than my friend and I've only been on the platform nearing close to 2 years. Benable has been around for a little bit longer, and maybe there might be more insights in the future with how to continuously get more bank in our pockets. But besides that, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for listening. Once again, in the coming week, you will see a series going on about with my friend and I. Her name is Jess, and we will be talking about all things Benable. If you're new to Benable, stick around. You'll see it in the next couple days, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say in the comments about your experience on the platform. So one question I have for you is, how successful have you been on the platform and the things that work for you? So with all things said, I wish you well on your Benable journey and creation, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.